United States Highway 222, or 222. Yeah! Alright, today we are starting the 22 family, all the child routes of US 22 that run through Pennsylvania, starting with this one, US 222. Here is a look at our route map. As you can see, US 222 travels from the Maryland border in Fulton Township, and we're going to be going up through Lancaster and Reading, ending at I-78 in Allentown. We don't quite make it into downtown Allentown. That is carried on by PA 222. This is the Xavier 456, and you are watching Shaming PENNDOT, with new videos on this series every week. If you like this kind of content, go ahead and give us a like. And if you really like the content I make, go ahead and subscribe, ring the notification bell, and do all that good stuff. Alright, here's my weekly reminder that you can request your exit or intersection in the comments below. Next week, we'll be doing my Too Long Didn't Watch version of US 322. Alright, so first, we're going to be talking about northbound US 222 in Pennsylvania. We are not welcomed into Pennsylvania once again, but we do get this awesome mileage sign at the start, with Lancaster on the top line at 24 miles, and Harrisburg at 68. The reason they're signing Harrisburg here is because of PA 283. We're going to meet with it in Lancaster. They could have put Reading on the sign for North 222, which is bigger than Harrisburg, but what are you going to do? Here in Peach Bottom, north of Wakefield, we're concurrent with PA 272, and here's where it splits off. Here it is getting Lancaster, and we get Quarryville. Normally I would say this should be swapped, but Chuck Slezak has told me that this is actually correct, because it is faster to take PA 272 by a long shot. We get no mileage sign after that intersection, but after Quarryville, Lancaster is on our bottom line, and still sizable enough to be a bottom line control city, for sure. Here in Lancaster, this is the best view I could get from it from US 222, we are meeting PA 23. We don't get any control cities, but I just wanted to show it. This sign I find really cool. We're meeting US 30, which is signed for York, but if we also get Harrisburg signed, which is for PA 283, as the junction is one exit west on US 30. And we're also getting Reading for US 222, and Philadelphia for East US 30. All big cities on this sign for Pennsylvania standards. Well done, PENNDOT. Now, we were actually on US 30 for one exit, and we split off here. We get North 222 to I-76, Reading. That's helpful. We're getting I-76 information here in Lancaster, and we're getting a good control city. PENNDOT is really showing its good skills here. Here, we're meeting US 322, and we only get Ephrata. Yeah, that's only a westbound control city, and we're right next to Ephrata, but you should also include something for eastbound, like Downingtown or something. Here we have an interchange with the Pennsylvania Turnpike, I-76, and holy crud! Denver being signed here. Well, looks like Pennsylvania has some love for I-76's western counterpart in Colorado, because that goes to Denver. That's a joke. This Denver is just a town off of the turnpike, and it's on PA 272. Here we get our business route for Reading, and we get Lancaster Avenue and Shillington. Though, we haven't quite gotten to Reading yet, so I guess it's fine. I think this is still faster. And yet, once we get to westbound 422 and the business route for Penn Avenue and Lebanon, we're still signed for Reading, and only for a few exits. I think the real reason they're still signing Reading is because 222 and 422 haven't split, and 422 gets closer to Reading. Here's the split of US 222 north for Allentown, and 422 east gets Pottstown just because of PA 100. The business route comes back to us, and it gets Laureldale going southbound. Well, you really wouldn't want to turn back to Reading if you would want to take this, so I guess it works. North 222 is still getting Allentown, and Allentown holds up on this mileage sign. It is a fantastic primary for this route, and we get Kutztown as a secondary. Here is where we meet with PA 100, and going southbound there is quite an indirect connection to it. If you exit on this, you'll be on a ramp that takes you into Trexlertown, and it's signed for Hamilton Boulevard as well. You probably would want to put a control city like Boyertown or Macungie or something like that for PA 100 southbound. But meanwhile, the northbound concurrency is signed for Fogglesville and Allentown. Fogglesville is for PA 100. And even though Fogglesville is an interchange with I-78, just like a few miles north of here, there's really nothing else that PA 100 goes to, so I guess it works. Here's where PA 100 north leaves. We only get PA 100 and no north text. You should put some north text on there. And we got Fogglesville, which is for north, and Trexlertown, even though that's not PA 100, but there's a little road into that little town. Here is our intersection with I-78, where it's concurrent with PA 309. And for west, we got Harrisburg and Tamaqua. Those are the correct choices. And East 78, South 309, Bethlehem, and Quakertown. No, New York City and Quakertown. Here is the westbound ramp, and as you can see on the left sign, this road has become PA 222. US 222 has ended here, and this state route will take you into Allentown. But before we turn around, let's drive up a little bit past the interchange, and we can see the Dorney Park, which is the only amusement park in Pennsylvania operated by Cedar Fair, the same operator that operates Cedar Point. Until the merger, of course. Alright, now let's turn around and talk about southbound US 222 in Pennsylvania. Here we start at I-78 and PA 309, getting Harrisburg and Tamaqua correct, and Allentown and Quakertown. What? We literally just came from Allentown, and now you want us to go in legit a circle? No! New York and Quakertown. But then, when we approach the eastbound ramp, we get Bethlehem and Quakertown as was before. Still horrible. And now we get 222 south for Kutztown and Reading. Kutztown's a fine secondary to put on there, but at least Reading is our primary. Here we meet with PA 100 once again. This is for northbound only. Again, you should be putting some northbound text on there, and maybe even a pull-through for South 100 and South 222 to make sure that you know where you're going. We got secondaries on this sign as well, where PA 100 and 222 split. 100 is signed for Macungie and Pottstown, and 222 is still Kutztown and Reading. The secondary of Kutztown even appears on this direction sign above Reading, at least that still works, and Allentown does appear as well. Good sign. Here we get business 222 for Laureldale and 222 South Reading and Lancaster. Yes, it's faster to take 222 to Reading, but business routes should be signed for the cities that they're ultimately going to go into, I think. We're gonna follow this business route. At this direction sign, we can see Allentown at 28 because of the main road. That's perfect. And for us, we get Temple and Reading. At least Reading makes an appearance on this sign, and I like that. Here is a freeway that I haven't showed you. This is PA 12, and it gets West Lebanon, just because that's where US 422 goes. And we also get east for Pricetown, which I feel like with the angle, you could go with Fleetwood. Yes, Pricetown is where 12 ends, but with the next state route that is carried, I think you should go with Fleetwood. Here we are in downtown Reading. We haven't seen this city yet, and it looks pretty cool. Here we meet with US 422, and it is getting westbound control cities of Lebanon and Allentown. And that's helpful, throwing Allentown on there, because if you go straight through the intersection with US 222, you'll be ending up on US 222 eastbound, which takes you to Allentown. And US 422 east is signed for Pottstown and Morgantown.
And you may have guessed why this is lower than the others. We got 176 South Morgantown.
So yeah, no comment. Here we come back to the main road as the business road ends, and we get South 222 Junction. No control city. Here we come back to the turnpike with PENNDOT showing its appreciation for I-76's western counterpart. Just kidding. Here we get an almost good sign. We get West 30, West 283, and South 222 for York and Harrisburg. You're kind of neglecting 222 there, but oh well. East 30 is getting Coatesville and Philadelphia. From what I've discussed in my US 30 video, just Philly will do. And this was discussed in my US 30 video as well, and now we get South 222, Lidditz Pike and Fruitville Pike. Those are just the names of these pikes, but we are going into Lancaster, so it works, I guess. Here we are back in Lancaster with another view as we are on another road. Here's another direction sign in Willow Street, and we now get Wakefield, which is actually for PA 272, as it is the faster route to there, and Quarryville for US 222. that was discussed earlier on. Chuck Slezak also argues that these two roads should be swapped, and I feel the same. From this point in Wakefield, our control city becomes Maryland, a whole control state. And God forbid you sign Baltimore, or even Bel Air, or even Conowingo. Though there's nothing there, there's a famous dam, and it's where US 222 ends, but seriously, I think you should go with Baltimore at this point. And once we get a mileage sign, all we get is Port Deposit, Maryland. That town is not even on US 222. It's on just a road that continues straight from it after it ends. Why this instead of Baltimore? You could just have Baltimore and maybe even Bel Air on the sign, because Baltimore is important. Ugh! Seriously! Baltimore! And not even Maryland would welcome us this time. What is going on? Okay, let's just end this video right now. It's going out of hand. Well, that'll be it for US 222. It's mostly good, but everything south of Lancaster, oh my lord. We're gonna go to US 322 next, and it'll be my version. Links in the description for Quarter-Munch 437's 2 movies of the route. I'll see you until I make mine.